Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wizards Within. Oops, hold on. Did you hear it that time?
Yes, I did.
Oh, of course it went off. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wizards Within. I'm Sprinkles Nixon, and I have my lovely Jan King here with me. And have we got a show for you?
We do?
Of course we do. Of course. We're all about having shows. We're all about sharing and caring and all that good stuff. Now, I know that you got something you want to share with us.
I do.
Yes, you do.
I have a great little opening quote here because it was just the new moon on August 30th on Friday. And it's just funny, I found this little quote. If you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. And that's a guy named Peter Drucker quoted that. So if you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. Perfect new moon phrase.
Yes, that is, and it's kind of like fitting because all the old is getting thrown out. It's like when you're doing spring cleaning, only this is the season of cleansing everything else out but your closet.
Yeah, it is a time of that. And you don't usually think of the new moon as that because that's more like, right after the full moon. But this new moon is like, do some, get out there and do something new, but you can't keep holding on to all the other junk that's out there, whether it's in your house or in your head or in your heart. It's like, get rid of, I say this all the time, and people that I talk to periodically here and there on the phone or in person, and they said, you're always talking about this. I said, well, you can't move forward if you have this other stuff hanging on to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. It's that baggage, you bring it along, and it slows you down too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And well, do you find anything? Have you seen this in your life at all?
Yes.
As far as give me an example of something that it might have affected you, if you can think of something.
Going after my squirrels.
I'm taking this personal.
No, I had to figure out a way to get them out of my garden because they were eating. I had zucchini, like really huge zucchini, right? And they were eating, after they ate all the zucchini and the buds that were sprouting from the other ones, they were eating it like celery. So I had to, no, that's it. Okay, I'm not holding on. I had to find another way. So you know what I did?
What did you do?
I did something totally different. I bought these cheap little owls that light their eyes at night, and they're motion activated, and they go, hoo, hoo. and when I go out in the back, I can't help but say, it's me. But no, it's like I didn't want to go the old way of trapping them because then I wouldn't know what to do with them because if I let them loose somewhere, they're going to get loose anyhow. You know what I mean? Live trapping. So, and then the other thing I tried because this was before the hooting owls. The other thing I tried was mixing some like red pepper, black pepper, all this pepper stuff, and make a tea out of it.
Oh,
right?
okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I put it in a spray bottle. And I had to go around all my plants to do that because they were eating my lemon tree and my lime tree too. They were eating the bark off of it. So I sprayed it on everything, and I didn't know if it was going to, wind up killing the plants or whatever. But no, it didn't. It's fine, and they're not touching them. So I had to leave the old way of doing things out and try something new. Okay? Allow the new to come in.
That's good. That's perfect. Good example. With this new moon, new moons are always, they're dark, there's no light with them because it's like a blind spot.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's all about planting new seeds and starting fresh. But Yes, you could play like you just said. You could do it the same old way, and it doesn't work. So why not just throw out the old way or reinvent some way that maybe some parts of the old are still there if you need to do that, but you have
Yes.
to bring in the new. And I think most of you out there, I don't know, I don't I don't know what to say. Whether do I keep myself from moving forward? Well, I said I was going to clean up my garage. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I've been wanting to do that probably since the beginning of the summer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had another car in there because my son kept his second car there because it was a sports car. Okay. So fine, but I didn't do it because then I would have to deal with the car too and forget about it. So I didn't do it, but I did start assessing what's out there. So that's good.
Oh,
At least
yes.
it was a start, and I know what I want to do. Once I start. So as long as you have a goal in mind,
Yes.
which that at least you can clear out something that needs to be cleared out, and then you can start
Yes.
afresh. Yes.
Yes, indeedy. That's for sure.
So, so anyway, I find that with new moons and anything else going on in life right now, I mean, there's so much craziness out there, and I'll get to the new moon in a second. But the thing is, you have to change something in your life.
Yes.
And I don't know if you see it, Sprinkles, but I see it. So many are afraid to even change something. I'm not even talking
Yes.
about getting rid of things. I'm talking about changing something.
Yes. Yes.
Like shifting your thinking. I mean, what you're thinking is, don't you feel like what you think is what you get?
Yes, because you putting those thoughts into action, and what you put out, you're going to wind up getting it back in one way
Well,
or
that's as every time you say something or think something, it's going out there.
yes.
And if you say it enough times, it's going to happen,
Yes.
right? That's what I think that's what it is. I don't know. I just find many doing that, and it just like makes my head spin.
Well, we've kind of been doing different things too. Like tonight's almost like an improv that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and we're adding our little bits here and there, but it's still a change. It's making a change, and it's because we want freshness, newness in our lives, and that's when we go to make those changes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true. Uh, I don't know how many are dealing with this since it was Friday. And new moons are about putting out new intentions, new energy.
Yes.
And it's also, I mean, the first 24 hours are good if you keep this in mind for down the road. If you haven't done it already, I know many of you probably do it, which is a great thing. So if there's something you really like in your life or to attract in your life, and I'm not talking about law of attraction here, I'm just talking about generally saying, hey, this is my goal, my
Yes.
intention.
Yes.
Okay, put it out there. And then once you do, guess what? Then start taking some minuscule action. You don't have to jump off the bridge or leap off the mountain. You could just take a little bit of step at a time. Because if you do that, then you're going to start seeing in the next couple months, because there is a shift coming, because there's some eclipses down the road. There's another shift coming. Yeah, there is. I wanted to white it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of kind of waiting it out too, because I want to see how things are going, because we
Right.
started some changes, and matter of fact, we started it 2 months ago with doing these drawings, which is a
Mm-hmm.
little different, and not everybody does that. But the purpose of it was to make something new for those out there as well, because it gives them the opportunity to get a full reading and from the drawing, and it's not going to cost them an arm and a leg,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many out there that have to bypass paying for a full reading, and it's like, it's like a pay it forward, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's something new that we're trying, and just the show itself is changing as we're going on and on, So we just hope that people get interested enough to come in and share with us. And we have things oh, yeah, you said there is a shift coming. So we have some changes coming up in the near future as well. So,
of course, yes, very much so. And also, I was going to say that since we do this, every couple of weeks, okay, I don't remember too many out there asking questions, but we're open to questions. You want to go on chat, ask the question, because we could throw a card, or we could look at your chart, or we could just do something very simple, and you might get your answer. And the thing is, right now with Uranus is in Taurus, and it's trying all these planets, the Mercury, the Sun, Moon, Mars, and Venus are all in Virgo, and they're trying Uranus in Taurus.
Oh.
So Uranus is about unexpected. So whether it's good or not, but this is a positive one. And if you're looking for any answers, they may show up in a different way than you ever expected.
Yes. Oh.
And out of nowhere, you could be just sitting at home, on your phone or on your computer, or watching something on Netflix or whatever. The phone rings, the text comes in, something happens, and you were thinking about something. How am I going to do this? And somebody comes up with this. Hey, have you thought about doing this? Or, you know what I just thought of? Blah, blah, blah. So, you never know. It's still the time is still right, because we're still in the new moon energy, even though it's not right there, but there's some good stuff. I think it comes, this Mars is exact the Sun, I think tomorrow, and which means there's more energy going out there.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep your ears and eyes open, and you might just be very surprised at what shows up. And don't forget to leave your heart open too.
Yes, that's very important. And how about like thinking of it as an adventure? And you know what? Being that everything there a lot of that is in Virgo, you said that you didn't want to clean out your garage?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what did you do? You went in there and you took detail of things that you'd wanted to be done. So absolutely perfect.
That's Virgo, right?
Yes, getting details, organizing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and the possibilities. See, I love possibilities. I'm always open to possibilities. You never know what's going to happen then. And but we do got to be careful of what we're wishing for or hoping for. So it's a good time now to just get a steady pace going and see how it goes and work with it as well as you can. Yes?
No, that's very true. Very true. And I think also that, I don't know, with the new moon, a lot of people aren't as interested in the full new moon as the full moon.
Why?
And I don't know why, because I see that a lot of times through the years when I used to do different little workshops and stuff. Most people, new moon, who cares? No, the new moon is I think so much more important, because every month it comes, there's a new start you can take.
Yes.
Now, how many do you know have a new start in some way? Every month. It depends where it falls in your chart.
Yes.
So, like, you're a Capricorn. The new moon was trying your sun. So where's your sun?
And right now he went home because he just finished painting the house.
It's going down on the mountain.
my son is in Capricorn.
No, I know, but in what house? Do you remember what house?
10th house. It's in the
10th house. Okay, so this is a perfect time. Unexpected something, good positive vibes, helping you with your public, being out.
Oh.
Oh.
I wish I'd known that. I would dress better.
No, I mean, it's still in effect. It's still there. So you have it a week.
Ah.
At least, let's see. The full moon is on Friday or Saturday, the 14th, I believe. So late 13th to the 14th. So you'll have another 10 days.
Oh,
almost 10 days.
Good, because now see, I'm looking on my back porch and doing things and stuff. So once the house gets painted, I'm going to be adding a bunch of different stuff. So that's to me, that's kind of my incentive, I guess, at this time. So I'm adding new and making different, but I'm doing it slowly. I'm not. I mean, it almost took my son 6 months before he was able to get the time to do paint the house. But it's very slow. But I was doing other things too, so it was okay. Do you know what I mean? So it's
yes,
crazy. It's all kind of crazy too. Unbelievable.
Well, it is crazy. I think a lot of things are a little strange in some ways at the present time, and I don't know. I just feel that this particular new moon is very advantageous for some reason because of the trine, which is in good aspect with so many planets, and wherever those planets are falling in the Virgo thing. Where's the Virgo? Where's the Virgo in your chart? Where's 6 degrees of Virgo?
I know it's on my ascendant somewhere.
What's your ascendant, Virgo?
I mean, not my ascendant. Not my ascendant. Hold on, let me get it for you. I got it. Okay, it is. Virgo is at 9 degrees in the 7th house. That opens my 7th house.
So is 9 degrees your 7th house? The cusp?
No, that's right on the...
What's your 7th house cusp?
My 7th house cusp is Leo.
So it is totally in your 7th house. So that means what kind of changes are you making in your partnership or some kind of relationship?
Oh my goodness.
But they're good. They're good.
Well, being more open about feelings instead of having guesswork taking place. How about that?
Ooh, I'm gonna cheer on that one.
Yeah, but it's important though.
It is. Oh, that's great. That's really good. Mine, Virgo, is in my 4th house, which to me, it's about beautifying my home. That's what the garage was about, trying to get everything organized and coming inside, and I was looking at what things I wanted to change in the house, and not saying I'm going to do it immediately, but I'm looking at what I can do in the next couple months. And even if it's not big changes, it could be just different drapes, different a couple different chairs, which I have in mind, and it's just odds and ends of little things you could just move around, and it's different. It's new, right?
It's step by step, but yet it's an adventure. Because as you're moving along, though, other things come in. You go, oh yeah, well I like that. Maybe I'll do this. Kind of. So that's pretty awesome. I'm liking this. We can get some stuff done. Oh my.
Well, I think in wherever it falls, and just to give those out there an example of another place it could fall. Say it goes in your oh goodness, let's see. If it's in your 5th house, maybe you're going to do something creative.
Oh, huh. Well,
okay. Like unexpectedly, you might do something, or an interesting thought will come in. Something like, oh my God, I never thought of that. I could do that. I could work on this, or I could, if you're an artist, or if you create something, you're a writer, or it doesn't have to be anything like that. It could be just creativity in general, and it could take off to something you never thought it would do. If a big dream could come true.
Okay, but wait a minute. I have Uranus in the 5th house.
But that wouldn't.
That wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't be for you. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. So where's your Taurus?
My Taurus is in my 2nd house. So
what have you? Is something changing with your values? Because Uranus is there at the moment. Or how you look, like more about how you look at your money, your particular self-worth, and finances, your own, meaning not the world's, your own.
Okay, I'm very conscious of finances because I like to tend to everything that I'm supposed to be tending to, and then after that, it's like, oh, maybe I can get, and then I'll also go into the phase of, but do I really need it or nah? I could probably pass on that, but yeah, that would be nice, kind of thing. But let's see, what else on as far as myself, not being afraid to get back out there and do readings. Okay.
Well, that's exactly what it's trining your sun sign, which is in the 12th house and the 10th house, right?
Yes. Yes.
So there you go. There, your Uranus is trining your sun, which means that, and it's also trining. It's like a grand trine. Yeah, it's a grand trine. So.
Oh.
It should be. It's either you don't want it, you won't do it because you're just like say, oh, okay, I won't have to do this, it'll happen, or you just take charge and let because with a grand trine, sometimes people just say, I feel great about this, but they don't do anything about it. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, I'm open. Sometimes I'm too open to things that I drive my husband crazy. It's like, what are you doing now? But yeah, and it does, and personal values too. It affects the personal values too.
Yes, it does. It does.
Your own worthiness or being unworthy of things as well. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not like that right now. It's very positive.
Good. I hope so.
It is. It's positive. It's a grand trine. And the thing is, you have to take that and say, but I see what you're doing when we talk about things, and I see something going on. And this is why when I thought about it, I thought, you're doing exactly what it says.
Oh. Well, I'm enjoying myself a little bit, I think.
But I mean, seriously, there's something there that's actually has taken, what should I say, taken place, and it's now like, do you want to just leave it like it is and feel good about it, or are you going to let it move forward? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's already there. It's ready to do this.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're ready to do it, it's and I'll tell you something off the show later. I just thought of something. It's not for audience. It's just something interesting that I think is personal, very personal.
Okay.
That just popped in my head.
Okay.
So
well, now anyway. You're definitely going to have to tell me because you got my curiosity going.
Well, it's not like it's not anything that's for anybody else. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's just it's very personal to you, and I don't think it's important to say it. So what I'm saying now is that if there any, I don't know, where do you have Jupiter? Where's your Jupiter in Taurus?
Yes, Jupiter's in Taurus in the second house.
Oh. So you're going to bring me, because my sun sign is right near your Jupiter.
Oh.
So we're going to like manifest all this passion, huh?
Oh, that would be nice. Well, the thing that I love being fair.
I'm kidding. I don't mean that.
I love being fair with them, and I love having to share. At times I'm stuck because I'm not sure if what I'm doing is really being of help. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of us tend to think that, what we do, and that there's that thing again with the worthiness,
so you have to give that up.
Okay.
No, you could care about things. Yes, I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, sometimes when you just, I don't know, because I think at times the caring mode, which is fine, okay, because love and caring and all that that's very good. But I think sometimes, I'm not saying you, but others can get so involved in everybody else's life. It's not about, you want to help people, I want to help people, but if they don't want you to help them, then move on. That kind of thing. That's how I feel. I don't know how you feel about it.
Oh no, I feel the same. I'm not about to shove myself down somebody's throat and have them see our way. It's actually the opposite. I want to hear from them. I want to know from them. I want their insights, their journey, their travels. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes, I agree.
Because it helps everybody. When somebody does share those things, it helps others to get a better understanding of what's taking place and not be so afraid to kind of step out of that limelight.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I tend to agree with that. Yeah, it's not about, I don't think it's about, like you said, forcing yourself on somebody. I won't do that.
Right. I like being content with things. Okay. It doesn't have to be an explosion of stuff. It doesn't have to be a surprise out of nowhere kind of thing. But it's a sense of being spiritually content. With whatever comes, because we really have everything that we need. We really don't need more.
That's true.
So contentment has to play a part of helping guide us and making that balance, if you will. And I do have Saturn in Libra, so that forces me to do so, is to keep balance as much as possible.
I have Saturn in Leo. That works.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. That works. That's.
You're not commenting anymore.
I'm not commenting. Oh, but you know what else is going on here? Jupiter's in Sagittarius. Where's your Sagittarius?
My Sagittarius is at my midheaven, and I have Mercury there.
We're at which one? In what house? What house?
The Sag in the 9th house.
Oh, 9th.
So it's the 9th and the 10th.
Okay. All right. So you have.
I have.
You have. No, I'm just trying to think. I guess Jupiter right now is. What is your 10th house cusp? What degree is it?
It's on my 10th house cusp. It's 19 Sag.
Okay, so that means that right now, because Jupiter just went direct in your 9th house on August 11th. So that means until for the next probably week or so. I don't know. Let's see how long. I don't know how long it would be. Probably a couple weeks. It's going to go into the 10th house, which means that you're really going to shine. It'll be in October, sometime in October. Like the first and second week of October, you'll be having some kind of. It'll be right on the cusp of the 10th house, the midheaven.
Oh, nice.
So what's on something?
I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm going to get the furniture polish out and do some shining.
Oh, but you know what? Also, Jupiter right now is a square to Neptune and Pisces, which makes it it's hard to have boundaries.
Oh, yes.
So, sometimes I don't know if you notice that. I notice that in my own life right now. And I know, I always try to have boundaries, but sometimes it's hard to say no to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's been like that for a while. And now it's sort of picking up, and I'm thinking, I'm going to start saying no a little bit more. I think you have to say no once in a while. You can't just let people you can't just keep doing what everybody else wants you to do. I don't know if you've had that in your life, but I've had that in my life.
Oh yes. There were times where I should have said no, and I didn't.
Times, yeah.
I'm turning around and I'm saying no. I'm not going to take that anymore.
Yeah. Or it could be just something. Somebody says, "Well, let's do this or let's do that," and I say, "I'm sorry, I just can't do that right now."
Yes.
We could do it another time. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
Oh yes, definitely. I had a lot of them. Oh my God! I got to get more into astrology. I'm telling you, I lost a lot of information that you normally would have.
Where have you been?
Oh,
how did you lose it?
where have I been? Don't you see how crazy this world is right now? I'm about total craziness. So have I been? Hiding. I was hiding all that time.
My goodness. Well, you know what? I feel like I'm just hiding, but I don't like we said. Remember we talked about you. It just said my internet connection is unstable.
Oh, yes, yes. Parts too and everything.
Maybe it's picking up. Maybe it's picking up me that I'm unstable.
No, there's a lot of unstableness out there because, for instance, when I did live with Peg, right? It was all going the way it was supposed to going, but we couldn't tell. We couldn't tell because the way that I guess there's a delay also, like when you if you do Facebook Live, there's a delay.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But
yes.
for them to catch up with it, I'm like, did they hear that message? Did they not hear the message? Do I have to start again? Do I move on? I didn't know what to do because we weren't getting that feedback, which normally is there. And by the time you post, you had already moved on. You know what I mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
It's crazy. Not only that, but the world is crazy. The world is totally crazy. Oh,
I think. What do you think is creating this craziness?
Some things that are popping up that it's like out of nowhere.
Well, don't you think it's Pluto? We'll blame it on Pluto. Well, because he's in Capricorn. Pluto's in Capricorn. And you know what happens when a Capricorn is about business. It's about the country. It's about the way things are out there in business. Mm-hmm. So, and everybody wants to keep it or something. Pluto is pressure, but they want that. Not just Pluto wants action.
Mine was right up the block from my house. Okay. And we found Sonoran tortoise. And those were strange because you really don't see them. You always see the coyotes and the javelina and stuff.
Right.
But those are very rare occasions. And to me, it was like, wow, that is really close. It attacked, the way that it was headed, it attacked somebody's dogs. And did them pretty good harm. And that was unexpected too,
Right.
Oh my gosh. I don't like things like that. to kind of show up and say, here I am. It takes me off center. And there's so many different things that have happened. And I wonder, am I setting myself up for it to happen? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think it is?
Crazy. Oh my gosh. But I do feel that there's been some sort of shift already. Okay. There's been some sort of shift from a bunch of stuff. And like when the report came out for Trump, you know what I mean? There was a shift now it took. It took a whole different shift with things. And it's like almost to me is like he's standing his ground. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's Okay. And you know what else?
Yeah.
A mountain lion is a guardian of what is precious to you.
Oh, that is so fitting. That is
Isn't it?
Fitting. Yes, very much so. Well, one is I have dogs, and the other is that it was my daughter and my granddaughter who seen the mountain lion as they were driving away from my house. So those are my loves, and my husband too. He's my dearest love. And he I'm sure he will surprise me in any way that he can.
As he asks you, what are you doing again? Now again?
Oh, that's another thing. I want to play music a lot more because we've been really just not having the music and all that. And I love music, and so does my husband.
Yes, I do too.
Yes, and to dance and sing. Well, he doesn't like my singing. But I love to dance too, and that's another thing I want to bring back that I had left behind in a way, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. I have two. I dance since I remember when I was little, I would dance and dance and dance all over the house all the time.
Yes,
It
yes.
did, my mother always played music, always. And whatever was on, I danced to. It didn't matter.
Yes. Well, my mom did there was a lot of dancing. She'd have a bunch of her friends come over, and they'd be
Yes.
sitting in the kitchen, and the music would start going, and they'd all get up and they'd be
Did they
dancing.
dance? Yes, yes.
And it was absolutely wonderful. It was joyous. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was a nice touch to people gathering together.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Yep. Or even just listening to music by yourself. I mean, that's.
Oh yes. Oh, that it doesn't matter. Just I play music all the time. You know, it just and even if I'm not in the same room, the music is playing.
Yep. Yep. Oh, I went and got me one of those little speaker things that you can hook your phone to it and play your own genre and stuff. And when I go out in the pool or I'm out in the backyard, I put it on and I start listening to it. It makes everything so much better. So much better.
Okay. Yeah.
Vibration all around. Okay. You know what I wanted to talk about was I had seen this post from this lady who said that she doesn't know how she can go about talking to a loved one that's passed on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had responded to her, hoping that she would take it with a heart of love, that we just got to pay more attention to the signs that we get. When, to me, I believe that when you think on someone that's passed over, it's just sending out that call already. And then this little thing, like say music or a poem or the sense of a smell, all this stuff will kind of come through in its own way, in the way that they can, and even in their dreams.
Right.
So I was trying to let her know that you're probably not looking when you send out that call to them to let them to know that they're okay and stuff. But you have to ask them, you know, if you do hear me, give me a sign. And before you know it, if you're paying attention and you're aware and you start looking for little things and you connect it with them, yeah, that's them.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Have you ever had contact with anyone that's passed on?
Yes, it was 3 months after my mom passed. And she's got 12 kids, okay? So the lady was busy. And I'm sure all of us were calling out to her. So I know it was 3 months after her passing. She came to me in my dream, and I think this is a way that she found most maybe easy for her or easy to see.
Right.
And it was absolutely vivid and very fascinating. But after the dream was over, I wanted to know what these things in the dream meant. And I went hunting. I went hunting for these things. And I couldn't really find the answer. And then, boom, out of the blue, it hit me. Okay? I would have to go into the dream to let you know. But at the end, my mom had like teary eyes, and she's in the kitchen, and it's a very small kitchen, and she's at the stove, and she's going to pour us a cup of tea, and then she turned around to me and she said, "What is it? What is it that you want?" And I didn't know what else to do, and I forget what I said to her now. I think I said, just a hug, Mara, just a hug. And when I woke up, I was hugging my pillow. Okay, but the thing is that the symbologies in that dream were telling me different things. And for instance, she wanted me to sit in this chair. When I first went into her house, she was sitting on this day bed with, and usually on the day bed, there was usually a big window in front of it. There was no window this time. And there was this chair, and I had walked in, and she said, come sit down. And I looked at the chair, and on the chair, not at first, the chair was just there. It was a very high back chair. It had pillows stacked up on top of it. Okay. So with these pillows, I would have to, because that's the chair she pointed me to, I would have to climb on top of these pillows to sit.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, in my dream, I'm even doing, well, I'm not going to get up there and look down on my mother, you know? And she said, I know, a nice cup of tea. And that's when we walked out to the kitchen, and she was fixing the tea, turned around, looked at me, and she said, what is it? What is it you want? And I knew I already had everything, and I knew she would give me anything that I needed it. You know what I mean? But I didn't need anything but a hug to let me know that she was okay.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is really kind of this astounded me because I was writing this down like crazy, and I told all my sisters and brothers about it. But the what do you call that, day bed thing by the window, there was no window because she looked to all of her kids, okay, for her life, okay, around her. And the pillows, those were the things that she taught us. And when we did something wrong, those pillows would come out and bring us back down to her.
Okay.
Okay, so that we can connect with her, and she would guide us or whatever. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
But all the little symbologies in that, and the tea. Yes, we always had tea. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I did too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one way in a dream that can come to others. They can come to you in a dream. They also come to you by music, music, because a special song that they had, or even by electricity, right? Turning on and off the TV, or
yes, absolutely, yes. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking, it just hit a note of my music in my head.
Yes.
I don't think that was anybody visiting me. I think that was just...
No, now you have to explain to the listeners what you're talking about with the music you got in your head.
Oh, a couple weeks ago, for some reason, I was driving somewhere, and I heard the song Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. And I thought, okay, I used to like that song. You know, it's a long time ago, but okay. So for a week or so, all I did was hear the song in my head. I turned my head to look at something, the song would pop in. Everywhere I went, anything I did, or I had to please remove the song for now. I have to concentrate and do something else. Okay, thank you. And for a week. And then I go into this small store, and what's playing? Time After Time. I thought, are you kidding? And then my other one, the last, a few weeks before that, was Electric Avenue. I haven't heard that in a long time. And why it didn't come in my head? Because I heard it on Fallon. I just happened to turn it on before I went to bed, and there's Electric Avenue, and he's going crazy with Electric Avenue. And I'm thinking, okay, that's okay. Well, every night before I went to bed, this song was in my head. I'm trying to take a breath and be calm, and there's this song, and I'm thinking, do I need to get up and dance? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Well, the other day I went to a gas station, which had a quick shop type gas station, and I get out of the car. Guess what's playing? Electric Avenue. Are you kidding me? I quit.
Well, they're telling you something now. Time after time.
I don't know. Time after, it becomes Electric Avenue, Time After Time, or whatever. I don't know. I just
remember you were on what is the psychic, what show was that? The psychic something that you were
Psychic Hotline?
Yes. You were doing that for a while.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
And so
a couple of years, like about 2 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe you doing this with me now is where you're back on the Electric Avenue. And as for the time after time, well, stop going to these places. No, I'm only kidding.
No, I know, but it's just hilarious because I that's the kind of stories like what you're saying about, your mother coming in and in a dream. I love that kind of stuff. And this, and especially, and even with this other goofy stuff, the songs, don't ask me. It'll come to me what that meant, but it hasn't yet.
Yep. Well, I've heard songs too, and if I'll be doing like a little call out, like when you hear that song, oh, Mom, remember we used to do this. I'm talking to her in my head, in my heart, and nobody else is listening. But they were such joyous times, and they're a reminder of those events from these songs, okay? Because there's a whole bunch of songs out there. You know what I got hooked on?
What's
One of the songs, I couldn't stop it, and I was laughing my butt off. Manom, manom, boo, boo, doo, doo, doo. Manom, manom. And I just loved it, and it was bringing a smile to me, and I was doing like a little hop in the house.
Oh my gosh!
But it's or even the smell of things, certain things, flowers or a perfume or an essence, and everything is so full of energy. So you get familiar with them and the vibrations of them, the essence of them itself, that you can't help but enjoy because it might have been something you did enjoy at the time.
That's very true, and everything's a vibration. I mean, whether those out there don't believe it, there's a lot of people that say, what? No, not. Everything is a vibration, as we talked about the other time. It is. Everything's energy. Everything.
Yeah, and what I remember talking to you, said something about the boneless people.
Well, this is very interesting. My niece's daughter, who is only 4, a couple years ago, I think when she was just starting to talk, out of the clear blue sky, she says, Mommy, tell me about the boneless people, meaning the angels, obviously. Mm-hmm. And my niece was like, what? Like she had to just be very, very nice and calm and like serious. And she says, well, what do you think about the boneless people? She says, I'm not ready to talk about this right now, but she says, it was like she just put it out there.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is like a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I just found that interesting.
Yes,
I did.
Children are very open
to
that. And the only way that it gets closed is when it's not being addressed. You know what I mean? As far as
right, exactly.
So I think that's totally awesome. Totally awesome. And I can understand as they get older how that veil starts coming down, that they no longer interest in that.
That's so true. I mean? Yes.
So
they're going to be on their phones.
Yes.
Pardon my French. But the phone. Oh, don't even get me started. I have nothing against communication, but please, I would love to see why nobody writes anymore. Nobody talks anymore.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure if this was going out on like some other mainstream channel, I would be like banned.
Yeah. Like, well, no, the thing is that years ago, the phone was tied. It was wired to the house.
Yes.
And people were more free to go about and do what they were doing. They were doing live instead of being hung on by the phone.
Right. Exactly.
And I leave mine all over the place. It's like I don't take it with me because, well, I'm doing something now, and then I'll go back and I'll leave the message if I can get to it. But it's years ago we couldn't do that, and I'm going back now. I'm going back to the phone where you had to wind it up.
Oh my
no,
goodness.
not that far. I wasn't that far. You were supposed to save me there, Jan.
I just I don't understand. That's why I feel a lot of things that are going on, and I have nothing against technology and going forward and
Yes.
taking big leaps. But you know what? Without communication, face to face, it doesn't work.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Yes.
And maybe that's old fashioned. Maybe that's I don't care. To me, if you can't talk face to face, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Got a problem.
It isolates the individual themselves.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You know? It does. Yeah. And did you ever notice that? I don't know if you see this where you are. I see it in my own world that most are like hung up on certain things and they can't go beyond that talking. The communication just is stopped. It's sort of in this box. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
It's in a lot of individuals that I know, all different ages. They only talk about certain things.
Okay, limited conversations.
Limited, yes, limited conversation.
Yes.
I don't know what to do with it. I go, oh. somebody asked me one time, because nobody usually asks me, well, how are you? Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say now when people say, so how are you? I go, how am I? What does that mean?
Yeah, I perfectly understand. I understand that. Yes. Well, but you see, I think you and I are quite similar to where we say what we want. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's different and it livens up. I mean, like, I'm not afraid to tell anybody that I read tarot and I read palms, or I'm not afraid to, as a matter of fact, I'll tell them that.
Oh, I know, I don't either. In fact, a friend of mine said something the other day. She says, her father, I have to tell you this, her father has passed away. He was a priest, okay? He was a priest. And she said, oh, I saw some books of his that were sort of like, things that you talk about. And I go, oh, I believe it. And she goes, I can't believe that he actually had that kind of stuff. I said, why not? He was a genius. He was a very, very bright man. And he died about 10 years ago in his 90s. And he was brilliant. Well, why wouldn't he want to know about all this stuff?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's about spirit. It was about spirit. It was about things like that. And just the spirituality and all this kind of stuff. Plus, probably some astrology was as an intro kind of thing, because you said something, and I go, well, why wouldn't he be interested in that?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's just general information. For what? you know?
Mm-hmm. If there's a hunger for the knowledge,
it doesn't matter what it is about, right?
But my thing is that I want to tell people they have all these abilities, and they got to stop thinking that only psychics or mediums or this or that. You know, we all have these abilities, and to convince them and to show them and to even teach them. I was doing classes for a bit. If you got hunger for the knowledge, go for it. Search high and low. And you're going to find that you do have abilities. I mean, I know empathics that don't even know they're empathic. You know what I mean? And
yes, I know.
They're walking sponges. They have things to hold it and to protect their ability. You know, and these are the things that are neat. And now today, there's so much out there. I think it's a little confusion. I think there's some con out there. There's you know, there's everything has its good and its bad, but focus your energy on finding out more about you. And astrology is one of the best ways to find out a lot about you. I know I did.
Oh yes. And you know what? The more you know, the more you learn about astrology, even it doesn't matter. You don't have to study it. You could just learn about yourself. That's how I did. My mother made me. She gave me a book when I was in college. She goes, you need to understand people because you don't understand anything.
Oh.
She gave me a thick astrology book. Okay, back in I forget which one it is. It's on my shelf someplace. And she said, read it. I go, and it was all underlined certain things, and it was marked with who was who. Like, was it my father? Was it my brother? Was it me? Was it somebody, an aunt? Was it this or that? Oh my gosh. And it was detailed. And I thought, oh, and I didn't know who she was. I thought, who are you? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then my aunt told me that she was like that. Even she told me that my aunt, her brother shouldn't marry, or the woman that married her brother, she told the woman, my aunt, by marriage, that she shouldn't marry my mother's brother because it wasn't a good match. And that was a long time ago. Wow. That was a long time ago. But they lasted forever. But she said, like, bottom line, you're going to have to change some things. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. And I guess they did because they lasted forever. And there's, you know, he just passed away a little while ago. So, you know, I'm just saying.
Yep.
So it's just interesting.
Okay, we're really down to the minute here. I just want to share again with everybody that we're doing this drawing, and there is no gimmick to it or anything of that sort. But to enter the drawing, you need to donate either $5 or more in U.S. currency. And if you get picked on the 2nd of every month, and if you're a winner, you can go and find out exactly what readings we have available for you. And they value anywhere from $10 to $150 or more. But the thing, we're doing this because we know that there are a lot of people out there that doesn't want to pay those high prices. And we may be even expanding on this in the future so that there maybe that good time that's coming up, another shift coming up, that we're going to be able to expand with it. But right now, that's all you need to do. And when you make that donation, your name goes in the hat, and we do the drawing, and astrology, yearly forecast, tarot, Schuster, palmistry, and numerology. And Jen does a lot more, too, that we don't have on there, but we're going to be getting them on there as well because she's absolutely fabulous. And you got to tune into her and listen to her because she's absolutely wonderful. And
Speak for yourself. So are you Sprinkles? Yes.
Me, yes. I'm the type I'm going to give everything away.
No, do not do this. Finish up full moon. Still a good time to get but don't crazy with getting it out. Just get inspiring. Anything inspiring, then do it with it. But just take time. That's fine. Yeah. And also, if you find something like you want to manifest, I think you'll be able to do so. But again, that's the same thing. One step at a time. Okay?
Yeah. Doing it with care, too.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, and I also just want to mention that we are winner for the second month, because it's only the second month that we have this going, is Christine, I got her last name, Wilkinson. Christine Wilkinson. So congrats to you, Christine.
Congratulations.
Yes. All right. Love and light, everybody. Until next time.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Whenever I'm off to find a sunset, a flavor of a memory, whenever all the stars above are shining, then I know I'll never be alone. Wherever all my wishes may be heading, a part of us will never leave. Oh, wherever in the world you may be hiding, in a while I know you're coming home. Tonight I know you will be coming home. Ooh, ooh. and I know I'll never be alone.